I'm like, this is why I do it. I forgot. I even had one person send me a picture of the side of their fridge that has them from every year.
Of them.
3 referrals from people I haven't talked to in a very long time.
It's fascinating. It's almost like it's working better than it did before. Yes. Me being like, hey, is like, weirdo, stranger.
And I'm like, no, it's me, it's Katie from Instagram.
Hi, Alyssa.
Hey, Katie.
Welcome to episode number 265.
Mm-hmm.
The no-named revisit of the database.
Yes, we don't know what it'll be called yet, but okay, so people always ask, how do you keep having new topics to talk about?
You're like, but hold on, before you do that, I'm going to light us a candle so that we can have like a real fire discussion. Now tell us. Keep going.
Okay. And so if you don't know, we have a spreadsheet. And every time we get a message, an email, a request, a question, we add it to the idea list.
Right.
And even though we do have several episodes on database,
people keep asking.
But it's very important.
It's so important.
I think it's good to pop in and have a fresh perspective on it.
Well, right.
When I was looking at the idea list, I just went through and color coded everything because it was getting kind of
great job.
It was getting messy in there. And we had a pretty good stack of questions and revisits about database. Can I read her email?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the first section.
Okay, this is one that kind of inspired the episode as well. Hi, ladies. I've listened to your episodes on database and building relationships as the driving force of your business. I really love that model and want to execute it for myself, but always get stuck on the how-to or appropriate way to do it. I am someone who is friendly and bubbly, but keep most of my connections at an arm's length, and I'm naturally introverted. I don't need a ton of social time. I wanted to ask if you could do an episode covering how you each reach out to your database and form relationships from cold to hot, specifically when you're new and don't have a lot of close contacts in the area. I've heard you say about people on your prospects list that you used to call them, but I don't feel nearly close enough to any lead that I would just randomly call them. Same. I feel the same way.
Right.
I'm worried that I'm just not social enough for this career. Although I'd really love to excel and help people, just the thought of having to become really close friends with every client seems exhausting.
Okay, can I start with first tip?
Yeah.
Last week's episode was with Christine Cooper, and she tells us what to do if you don't know people where you are, if you're new to an area. So I noticed that buried in here. So good news, go back to last week if you didn't and listen to that one. There's so much to unpack here, though.
There is. And one of the things that stuck out to me, okay.
Our database template is the key to repeat and referral business, and it's free for you.
Your database is the foundation of successful business, and we want to help you get started.
Not sure who you would put on the list? Don't worry, we have ideas for you.
Grab your free database template and Who Do You Know list at hustlehumblypodcast.com/start here. Being someone who does dozens of transactions a year, I sort of went through a period where even though I was successful, I thought I'm not very good because I don't continue the relationship.
Right.
And when I say that, yes, they get Christmas cards from me. They hear from me, but the friendship that was good while we were house hunting fizzles.
Right.
And I remember listening to a speaker one time, and it was in a time where I was really struggling with feeling like I should be better at having all these best friends, okay?
Right.
And she is actually one of the people that travels and trains the employees for Chick-fil-A.
Oh, I love this.
And the only thing I really remember that she said was that you are there to provide an excellent experience for them to accomplish their goals.
For that moment in time. Yeah.
So that they come back. Not to be their best friend.
That is a great way to describe it, though.
When she said that,
you're like, you're right.
I felt like this huge weight was lifted off of me.
Yeah, they want you to be their best friend, while you're in that process. But
Mhm.
afterwards, you don't have to keep talking to each other all the time.
The people at Chick-fil-A don't call you and check in and be like,
They sure don't.
hey, we haven't seen you in a while.
Are you in the mood for some chicken?
Just checking in to see if you're around. How are things going?
Yeah, no.
And I thought that is so true. But they're going to come back because when they were with you, you did a good job.
Yes, you're like, I remember what a great service I got. What a lovely experience that was. I need to sell my house. But you have to just every once in a while pop in there, not every month, not the 33 touches.
No.
We know you don't like the touches.
No.
Nobody wants to be touched that much.
Yeah.
And I think that you can't go to either extreme. You're still checking in with everyone in your database multiple times in a year. It's just not calling them on the phone and talking to them every single month.
I am not as much of a phone talker as I used to be. I think just like kids and business and, you sort of like transition your personality depending on your season of life.
Yeah.
But I will say after a closing, I will add them on social media and just try to like anybody, like any other acquaintance, you keep up with them through social media, comment on their post when I get to their name in the database spreadsheet. Episode 9.
Yes.
Is our first ever episode on the database.
Right.
It is so full of information.
That is the how-to.
It is a very practical how-to and why you should have a database and how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to get too deep in the weeds, but we do have a spreadsheet.
Yes.
It's free. It's on our website as a free resource for you.
It is hustlehumblypodcast.com/start here.
Start
all
here.
smashed together. Start here.
So a quick recap is that I have my database in a Excel spreadsheet / now Google Sheets.
Yeah.
So everybody's on there that I know. If I don't know you, you're not on there. If you're not getting a Christmas card, you're not on there.
And that's the qualifier. In Build Your Own Business is the course that we have that really dives into how to use your database. But in the course, we talk about the qualifier to put that person on your database is that you should feel comfortable getting their address or you already have their address and you would send them your family Christmas card.
If you can't message them and say, hey, I'm working on our Christmas card list, what's your address? Then you are not at a level with them that they should be on your database. Right. They are still considered like a cold prospect.
Yeah, they're still a lead. They could still be a prospect and they would then be kept on maybe your email list, but they are not a database member. And I think making that designation is the biggest way you'll be able to turn the corner of being comfortable and not feeling awkward when you reach out to your database.
Yeah.
If you've taken off all the people who you would never tell your kid's name to or send your Christmas card, then you're left with the people who you actually wouldn't mind calling if you needed to, or don't feel weird about sending a text and be like, hey, I saw you got a new job. That's awesome. Like you're trying to limit the group of people on your database to the ones that you actually have a relationship with that you would like to deepen or maintain.
So I thought this was good timing for this episode because today, as the day this airs, you still have one last opportunity to get your football magnets out.
Yeah, you love your magnet.
And the reason I wanted to share that, every year when this comes around, I'm like, why do I do this?
Why do I do the magnet?
Yes.
Yeah.
To me, it's like the cheesiest thing I do. I don't really follow football, you know, but every time I do them, I get on like whatever website. I think I use Magnets USA. I don't get a kickback.
Not an affiliate.
I'm not an affiliate. I don't get a kickback. But they just make it for me and mail it.
Yeah.
So it's a little costly to do it that way, to have them mail it, but I would just rather just get it done. Okay. Yeah. So I do it, and I did it a few weeks ago.
Okay.
The number of text messages I have gotten
that are like, Yahoo!
Yes. And I'm like, this is why I do it. I forgot. I even had one person send me a picture of the side of their fridge that has them from every year. And they were like, I hope this isn't creepy. Ha ha. And I was thinking, kind of is, but cool. It works,
Whatever.
you know? And then I had 3 clients reach out to me with a referral. One sent me a referral, her brother. One sent me her family member. And one is someone who I sold a house to forever ago, and they're looking to sell it and upgrade.
Okay.
But here's the thing. All 3 of these people are from like my 2012, 2013 transactions.
Okay.
I have
That was your first year? Second year?
2011 was my first year.
Okay.
All of these people I have not spoken to or seen in person. When I say spoken to, on the phone.
Right.
Or in person since our closing day. So like over a decade.
Yep.
Like 11 years ago.
Yep.
However, they've gotten a few handwritten notes from me.
Sure.
I do have them on a subdivision report. I follow them on social media.
They're seeing you repeatedly.
I will say one of these people that sent me a referral, I was like, they were like, oh, my sister so-and-so. It took me a second. I was like,
who are you?
Oh, that sounds familiar, but that's how far removed, okay?
Okay.
Do I think it's coincidence that she got my magnet on Monday and referred her brother to me on Thursday?
No.
That's bizarre.
It's because even if you are staying in front of them, sending the magnet was like you saying, I'm still in real estate.
Yes.
I'm still doing this. This is a promotional item that is saying, please send me your business.
It
also,
is.
You live in a college town. Would you like a football schedule?
Yes. I mean, yes, in all fairness, LSU is huge here.
Right.
I send out an LSU and Saints football magnet.
Yeah, it's useful here. If you lived in a college town or a town where an NFL team is big, this is a great idea. Would you necessarily send this if you were in an area that was not a big deal? Probably not.
But you may want to find something.
But maybe you send something else, right? The list of all of the local pizza shops or whatever, like the best takeout in town and all the phone numbers.
Yeah, like the top 5 on your vendor list.
Like what would people hang on to? I always get the football magnet from my lender.
Yeah.
And I leave it on my fridge and I'm like, this is how I know what's what and when these games are.
Yeah, in the South, we have to schedule weddings and showers and events around the football schedule.
Yeah, you can't mess up that. Okay, so I like that your football magnet was sort of the...
Look, last year I sent them out and I had a client that I did not send it to because they moved to North Carolina.
Okay.
So I just didn't send them a football magnet. They texted me and said, hey, did you do football magnets this year? And I was like, yes. They're like, can I have one? I was like, oh, sure, because they send you the extras.
Okay.
So I just mailed them one.
They wanted one in North Carolina.
They moved away, but they still need to are watch. Fans. And they they were like, thanks, I look forward to it every year. And it's like, every year this is like, oh, I don't want to. And I will say this year, I always get some comments and thanks. And, I got your magnet. But this is the first year that I got 3 referrals from people I haven't talked to in a very long time.
It's fascinating. It's almost like it's working better than it did before.
Yes.
With
consistency.
It's so funny
figure.
That you're saying that because I also feel like maybe open houses are starting to work better. And there was something else that I said yesterday. I was like, I feel like this is working better.
Yeah.
Like, there are certain I know. We were just talking about it. I'm like, it seems like travel agents are coming back. This leads right into one of the things that I want to point out. People want people to help them with the important and expensive purchases they are making.
Yeah.
Do I want to spend $10,000 to $20,000 to go to Disney and not know how to do that? Probably not. Do I want to buy the largest financial instrument in my life, my home, the place where I live and have to go to sleep every night without someone giving me some advice and information? No, I don't. And what do our stats say from the buyer-seller report? It's like over 89% of people use and want to use an agent to buy and sell. So they want that. And the point is, you have to stay in front of them because they're looking for a human to help them. And if you don't stay in front of them, somebody else or something else will.
I can't tell you how many times, like when I meet new people, one of Haven's good friends just moved here and I met them through school.
Yep.
And they told me, oh yeah, we just moved here like over the summer. I'm like, awesome. Who is your realtor? I think her name was like Alex or something. And it blows my mind.
You're like, you just moved.
And it's also just a reminder that they don't know.
Right.
Like, if you aren't forming now, I also think that was a pretty short forgetful.
Yeah.
It's very common for people to not remember who they used years ago.
Yeah.
But to not remember who you used last year, I thought that's how quickly people forget.
Right.
And it also goes to show that how you act during your transaction is going to determine if they call you again.
Also, who are they talking to during your transaction?
Mm-hmm.
Is it you? Is it your office staff? Is it your team lead? Is it your transaction coordinator? I hate to say it, although some of those admin things people may feel like are, in my air quotes, below them,
Mm-hmm.
or they can leverage someone to make that where they can go meet more people. You're not developing that relationship with that client because you're not having to talk to them 50 times during that transaction to work through all these little details. And
Mm-hmm.
there's relationship building in each and every one of those interactions, right?
Yeah.
Where if you don't do that, then they might not remember you.
And I think that the real estate industry as a whole puts so much focus on leads.
Yeah.
If you don't have leads, you're losing. You're going to be put out of business.
Quantity. They want you to have the quantity.
Quantity over quality is what the industry says. And here at Hustle Humbly, we are very diligently working to flip that around into quality because it's so much more fun and rewarding to work with 3 buyers
You
at
don't
a
have time to 33 touch someone.
No.
You just don't literally have time.
And the problem is what I see this all the time, and I hear it when people ask for advice. They're so consumed with the idea of the lead that once they get a lead, they're like, great. And they just throw it in their database and are like, more leads. And it's like, but wait, you need to nurture that seed.
Right.
And they don't. And they're just always spinning their wheels. And I think with the new buyer brokerage agreements, online leads are going to become a bit harder. Forming those relationships to get the signatures you need are more important now than ever.
Yeah.
And if you're only focusing on the leads, it's going to be a very tough transition for you.
Yeah.
If you have one client right now, you need to be looking at that client as the beginning of your spider web.
Right.
They are going to be sending out referrals for you to come back. So when people say, Alyssa, I can't believe you attend all your home inspections with as much volume as you do. Of course I do.
Right. That's like 2 uninterrupted hours of relationship building.
Yes. And I'm guiding them and advising them and calming them down with what the inspector is finding in those moments.
Mm-hmm.
Are you helping your sellers fill out the property disclosure?
Yeah.
It is so easy to just email it to them and be like, hey, send it to me when you're done. But if you took 15 minutes to sit at a table with them and fill it out with them, that is huge. Those are some high touches that can make that relationship so strong.
Right.
And then by the time you close, you have spent so much time with these people. And it's not a waste. So many agents are trying to think of how they can work less.
Yeah.
How can I get a paycheck with the least amount of hours? Well, I'll have an admin do this. I'll have somebody else do this.
Which is fine to be efficient. You're very efficient. But you have to prioritize the tasks that are going to relationship build if you're choosing to build your business off of relationships. Like you can't build them off of relationships if you're never actually building the relationship.
Right.
That takes time.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't just automatically remember you and trust you. Okay, so Brian Buffini, is like the father of relationship building in real estate. He was a RE/MAX agent for years and years and years, and now he's had his coaching system for years and years and years, right? One of the, I don't know if it was 100 Days to Greatness or whatever I did, it, walks you through the mayor campaign. So he would be like, let's just give an example. He's at the bank talking to the bank teller, or maybe he went to sign up for a new account and he's talking to the bank representative. And they're like, oh yeah, we just moved to town. And he, just like you did with the person you met. Oh, really? When did you move? Oh, like 2 months ago. Oh, who was your agent? I don't remember their name. They were so helpful. And he's like, that is so great. So it sounds like maybe you don't really have an agent that you would refer if you knew someone else that needed to buy or sell. And they're like, no.
I guess not.
He's like, I'd love to be that person for you if you're open to it. And, you know, he had like a whole script, right? And it would be like, I'd love to be that person for you if you're interested. I have a database where I send valuable items once a month. Would you like to be on it? And they'd be like, yeah, no, whatever. Okay, bye. That's how he did it, right? That was his in-person, like hand-to-hand combat way of doing it. And he had a whole script for if you're doing it at an open house or wherever, right? But it was exactly what you just said. Everyone he asked, the majority didn't even remember their agent. And all he had to say was, well, hey, if you were going to refer an agent, I'd like to be that person. Would you be interested in my items of value? I send them once a month or I send them once a year, whatever it was. I read another article that I think you're going to like in Inman that was, want a high-producing database?
Oh, yes.
Look no further than Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola?
So here we are, Chick-fil-A and Coca-Cola today.
Okay.
All right, so this is how you can level up your marketing with high-value offerings. All right, so what can we literally do for our database? And I just want to tell you, this article was written by the Keller Williams VP, the author Jay Papasan. You know, he wrote The One Thing.
Okay.
Okay, and I really enjoyed The One Thing. So what can we do? Because they're always like, well, you need to add value to your sphere. You need to send your
what
database.
Does that mean?
What is an item of value? And his argument was like, you know, most of the items of value that we send are kind of boring. They're just informational. They're not really useful. It's sort of like a canned newsletter, right? Like, okay, so this information is okay, but I don't really want it. So he's giving you some high value offerings. Now, let's start with the story.
Okay.
This is from the article. I'm quoting it directly because I thought it was so funny. In 1888, a Coke cost 5 cents. Coca-Cola. That's about $1.60 in today's dollars. Slightly more than an impulse buy for your average citizen. I mean, $1.60, right? Soon after buying the formula for Coca-Cola, Asa Candler needed a way to get people to try it. So he handed out handwritten coupons for a free glass. He figured that people needed to try it to like it. It worked. And the coupon was born. Like, this is literally the birth of the coupon. Okay. He started putting free Coke coupons in the newspaper, and by 1895, you could order a Coke in every state.
Wow.
Free may be the ultimate value offering to hook your customers, but let's not forget the original recipe for Coke also included traces of cocaine. In any case, Candler's coupon strategy quickly made the beverage the year-round must-have pumpkin spice latte of its day.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah.
Because you know we're getting into the pumpkin spice latte season. The whole thing made me laugh.
Almost here.
Okay, but his point was, you don't have to give something free to provide value. Sometimes you got to put some skin in the game. So here are some...
Or some cocaine.
Maybe. Here are 8 high-value database ads. Are you ready?
Yep.
A shredding party.
This, I would totally, well, I don't have anything to shred.
Because you don't keep anything.
Yeah. But if I did, I would go to that.
But your clients might have some stuff to shred. So basically, you're like, hey, I'm going to get this industrial shredder, whatever, trailer, put at this location, my office parking lot. And you guys can bring over your shredding for the next 48 hours.
This could be great for the paperless agent to be like, I'm going to help you.
Shred that paper.
Bring your paper, Katie.
Shred the paper. Shred the paper. Okay, so junk removal was one of the 8.
This is like right up my alley.
Yeah, junk removal. So it could be like, we have a, junk removal company that will come to your house and pick it up. Or, you basically have to sign up for a slot kind of thing. Again, you're having to put some money into this, but these are things that are actually valuable for your database.
Okay. Hey there, are you looking for ways to save time and money in your business?
Email Templates 101 is the communication system you need to bring ease and efficiency to managing your transactions and clients.
Save time and avoid mistakes, all while providing a high level of service for your buyers and sellers.
In Email Templates 101, you'll get 13 downloadable buyer templates ready for your personal touches.
And 19 downloadable seller templates, plus 6 attachment checklists.
Head over to hustlehumblypodcast.com/courses to get yours today. Free branded yard bags. So like for the fall or whenever you're going to like rake up your leaves and stuff.
Oh.
The bag is branded. You go pass them out to all of your database. Then they've now got all their leaves bagged up in the front yard to be taken away with your branding on it.
Yeah. And how cheap is that probably?
I mean, that much.
It's just a garbage bag.
And how many would you even take them? 3, 4, 5? Like,
yeah. Just order a whole roll and pass them out.
You don't need that many. Okay. All right, so I like that. I was like, that's a different one. Family photos. I am obsessed with this one. So like our favorite title company does Breakfast with Santa, right?
Yes.
You go to, and they invite all of their, agents who use them. Bring your kids. Come have the photo with Santa. Get free hot cocoa. And they
make it so cute.
You get a professional photo of your kids with Santa. Same principle. You'd be like, hey, we're doing family photos in the park. I've hired this photographer. It's basically like mini sessions, right?
Mm-hmm.
She'll be here the whole day. Come with your family, get your Christmas card photo taken in, 10 minutes or less. Like she's not going to do 100 poses. You're going to get a photo or 2 or like whatever you've signed up for, but you're paying the photographer, or maybe the photographer's just trying to grow their business and they're willing to donate that because now they've grown their database, right? I really, really love that one. Okay. Another option was home photos. So for a place like up north or anywhere that's wintry, they would do this special for their database in the spring. Hey, we're just doing our spring photos. If you're, really proud of your yard or everything's in bloom and looks great, we'd love to provide you a professional photo of your house right now. And then they would hang on to that and I guess also give the angle of, if you decide you want to sell in the winter, no worries. We've got these pictures of your house in the spring.
That's amazing.
Genius.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And anywhere that has winter where the things look meh.
Yeah.
You take
it now.
Like every spring you could be like, hey, it's spring. Everything looks so beautiful. I'm just so excited to see the flowers and the trees blooming. And I'm sending out my photographer. Like that's even easy. Like
exterior photos.
My real estate photographer could knock out so many of these in a day.
I know.
Just sign up here if you're interested in getting a photo of your house right now.
I love that idea.
Super smart. Okay. Then there was free classes. So like a pickleball lesson or an art class or like something where you're going to knife skills, sushi making, I don't know, whatever. Like you're going to pay someone to come somewhere or even in their location and you get to invite your database and be like, sign up. I have, 20 places or 30 spots or whatever. We're going to do a pickleball lesson. Come learn pickleball. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You pay the instructor. All of the people get the thing. Voila. Okay. Next up is home care. So actual things for your house, outdoor window cleaning, batteries for smoke detectors, replacement AC filters. That sounds like a lot of logistical work.
I was going to say, what do? You put all these things together or you
like bring them to their house?
Like
gutter cleaning? I could see a gutter cleaning or a window cleaning. They're like actually pay for your database to have their windows
cleaned.
Or you bring the batteries for their smoke detector. Like, hey, have you changed your batteries lately? That's pretty blanketed because pretty much all of smoke detectors have the same battery. But an AC filter?
No.
You know how many sizes of that there are? Can you see yourself driving around in a truck and in the back it's filled with all these different sized AC filters?
Now, which one do you need?
You just show up like an ice cream man?
Like, pick your filter. What size do you need?
Pick your filter. I guess the theory was just like offer something that they need for their home.
I think offering your vendor list
is very helpful.
And in BYOB, we go through the whole vendor list campaign and how to do it. It's so good.
All right. Number 8, this is the last one. Property tax help. And they specifically referenced in Texas, they have to do these property tax appraisals every year. And it's like a big deal. But, as an agent, if you want to offer that as an item of value.
I would like to insert myself here.
Please
because,
go.
I am notorious for getting in my head that I don't do enough in my business, that I should have more videos and I should have more flyers and I should have client appreciation parties, but I never will. And I don't really want to have a client appreciation party. The thought of being at a party where nobody knows each other except me feels cringy to me.
You're like, no, but I will shred your stuff.
I'll shred your stuff and I'll clean out your house. So my point is, don't get overwhelmed.
No.
These are amazing suggestions. Pick one.
Yes.
Just pick one thing and execute it well.
Right. Which one got you excited? You could become the leaf bag girl.
Yeah.
You could I also thought, if you're big into animals, you could deliver any number of things, pet bags or the list of the dog parks or have a dog meetup. And what if you offer dog photography?
Oh my gosh, how cute would that be?
How cute would that be? So kind of think
That's
about
something like Julie Ray would do with her dog and her logo. That's what I'm picturing.
Julie Ray actually did some good. She would go to her, she was really working hard to service her neighborhood, right? It was a lot of houses. I think it was like hundreds, right? They had a nice community center, and she would rent it out and got an estate planner, I think, was what one of her most popular ones, would come and give them advice and tips on estate planning, or she would offer classes like that, things about
setting up your will and
trust and all of this. And people would love it.
She said that it was so full. The clubhouse got full.
Yeah.
So I wanted to share that I actually had a high touch built into my listing process that I removed for the sake of efficiency.
Oh, let's hear it.
That I think I'm going to bring back.
Oh, I cannot wait.
So I felt like I was spending too much time on the pre-listing.
Okay.
Like I would go on the pre-listing appointment and we would make our list of everything that needed to be done, and I would give them their homework. Then I would go back to check it before photos, which is fine. Well, then, so I ask my sellers to leave for photos for a few reasons. One, I don't want to be there.
Okay.
It's like, I've been there. It's photo day. The photographer doesn't want you there in the way, anxiously fluffing pillows. And
I'm going to anxiously fluff the pillows. But my photographer likes it.
Well,
it's fine.
I know. I'm saying
continue.
What would happen is I was trying to save myself time.
Yeah.
So my photographer does all that.
Okay.
He gets it just how I have it as ready as possible.
Right.
I have sent my sellers the checklist of open the blinds, leave the lamps on. Like, so I'm hoping when the photographer gets there, all he has to do is lightly fluff a pillow.
Okay.
Nothing too much more than that.
Great.
So my sellers leave the home. They don't even mind that I'm not there because they're not there. It was like my goal was, if my clients are there, I want to be there.
Yes.
If they're not there, I'm trying to find a way to be more efficient.
Okay.
Well, I have had some sellers that just needed some extra help with staging. Like, when I say staging, I mean decluttering, not bringing in furniture and stuff, but just modifying, okay? And I noticed that both of the times that, I would go to the house, obviously my sellers are there. And I'm zhuzhing and, and every time I move something, they're like, oh yeah, I thought I should maybe move that, but I didn't move it and I should have. And I'm like, calm down. It's okay. You don't need to feel judged. My house is not for sale. And if you came there right now, it's not ready to sell, So I'm always trying to put them at ease. So I had one in particular just recently that I'm the second listing agent on, okay? And I looked at the pictures and I'm like, they're okay. They're not terrible, but the house hasn't sold. Right. And it's been on the market a long time. So I don't know what's going on. So I go to the house and I'm like, what has happened since
it didn't look like the pictures at all?
You had your photos? And she was like, well, that was kind of just for like photo day. And I was like, whoa, no. So I went twice. The first time I was like, it's so not ready that I can't even, because I had brought a few of my staging things, like orchids for the bathrooms and things I knew from the photos that we would need. And I just said, I can't actually do anything today. You must have homework, and I will come back. So we spent a good 45 minutes and I had to and I said, listen, when I'm the second listing agent, I'm even more hard on the house.
Yeah.
Because we got to get this thing sold.
Right.
It's not personal, but this is just what we have to do.
Yeah.
So I spent 45 minutes, okay? I said, let me know when it's done. And she even said, yeah, you can move that when you, I said, no, I'm not coming to move file cabinets. I'm giving you your homework.
She wanted you to move the file cabinet?
I guess she thought I was just going to come in and do everything.
Oh, my.
And I was like, you still live here. So I'm giving you the list, okay? I had my doubts. In fact, I even brought Ellie with me. Ellie is she's been my assistant for about 8 months now. She's so sweet. But anyway, I had brought her with me because we were going to stage it.
Okay.
So Ellie and I go back out to the car and I'm like, Ellie, look, we can't do anything today. I was surprised. I thought I would need you today. You may go. Just take the staging stuff and go. Because
just get out of here.
There's nothing we can do.
There's no room for an orchid.
And Ellie was like, yeah, I was wondering. We were going to be here all day. I said, yeah, we can't do that. But I did spend a 45-minute consultation.
Okay.
She did not agree with everything. And I was like, I understand. I'm just letting you know. This is what needs to be done when I come back. I went back and was like, oh my gosh, she did everything.
Great.
That I told her to do.
Okay.
So I brought Ellie with me, and Ellie was like, oh my gosh. Like, she listened, and Ellie was like, this is so cool to see how you, gave the seller homework and,
They did it.
Yeah, but also I didn't really make it that much of a suggestion.
You're like, you have to.
This has to happen if you want to sell your house.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be your agent.
Did it sell?
So we're still early in the process.
Okay.
So here's where I added my higher touch back in.
Let's hear it.
I said photos are, so I finished staging and I was like, photos are scheduled for tomorrow.
Okay.
I said, you do not need to be here. Leave the key. Ellie and the photographer will be here and do their thing. Well, I just thought, she still lives here and she has a room that we're allowed to just like put things in. She was like, anything that you need to move for pictures, just put it in there.
Okay.
I went. I usually don't go on photo day, but I went and she was not there. And and I tell them, like, on photo day, we may be moving things. Like, this is part of the process. When she wasn't there, Ellie and I went to town. It's not even that, because at this point, the house looked pretty good.
Yeah.
But there was like a thing on wheels that we rolled in. We moved the TV trays on the side of the couch to that room. We just did some finishing touches that made such a big difference. And before I left, I took like a very quick video and showed her and was like, the house looks so good. I think you're going to love these photos. And she was like, that video's amazing. It was literally 8 seconds of me showing her living room and her back patio because Ellie and I brought a rug for out there that we got for $20 at Home Depot.
Love it.
And she's like, this is going to be amazing. I said, I think you're going to just feel really good about the photos. That is not that big of a deal.
Right.
But I felt like being able to send her that video and be like, look, it's going to look so good. It made me want to go back to being present on photo day so that I can compliment my sellers on their hard work.
Yeah.
That I can send them a quick little video, let them know we're finished, everything's done, you can go back home. But it is a touch that I haven't done probably since COVID.
Yeah.
So during COVID, I sort of cut it out and was like, oh man, I feel like I have so much more time now. But I also feel like I was feeling a little bit disconnected from my sellers regarding photo day.
Right.
They're not there. So I thought, well, it can be handled. I don't need to be there. But being able to communicate, how much can you communicate with your current clients?
Yeah, I think that you really need to lean into that message. So if anyone tuned in today and are like, wait a minute, I'm confused. How does this have anything to do with my database? It's more about how do you make them feel during their actual process? You don't need to be searching for leads if you're doing such a good job for your current clients that they are going to be compelled to send you referrals, that they would never think of using another agent, that they would not want to push the button on Zillow and go look at a house next time with someone else. That would be crazy because you did all of this work building that relationship with them and making the process so pleasant for them.
And while I have given some examples of actual clients that I already have, I know that our agents want to hear about, but I don't actually have any close relationships. How do I form
How do you do that?
relationships? I just think you have to be present in your life. You don't have to be this crazy extrovert by any means.
Yeah.
You know, what is it that you're interested in, and how can you show up in a way that matters? You know, I've shared before that I had joined a women's group in the beginning before I had kids, and it wasn't really a group that I was super interested in for their topic, but I had a friend in the group and they invited me, and I was like, I'm just going to do it. And I said, can I just be the secretary of the group? And it was my job to take the minutes.
Right.
And then I had to email everybody the minutes. Yeah. And it had my email signature in it. And I got so much business from...
Right.
And that didn't really require me to be social at all.
No.
When I would go to those luncheons, I looked for the person sitting by themselves.
That's a good idea.
And I was like, hey, is anybody sitting here? And they were like, no. I'm like, can I sit here? Yes.
Right.
Please.
Happy to have you.
Happy to have you. And then I'm like, I don't really know anybody here. Me either. Oh, yeah? Are you new? What do you do? The end. Yeah. Relationship is formed. Get their name and add them on social media after. Give them a card and say, it was so great talking to you. Thanks for sitting with me.
Yeah.
I think that people think I have to be so social, and they're putting so much pressure on themselves to have the most friends.
Okay, I have a really interesting angle on this.
Okay.
What if you have a spouse and they are the social one in your relationship? Like, not that this is the case, but Jay is very involved at his VFW.
Yeah.
He has sent me referrals from being in – so why don't you just train your spouse?
Yes.
Hey, listen, you're always around your work people. You have a huge work network. You have events for your husband's work at your home.
Yes.
Haven't you sold those people houses?
So many.
So many, right? So you don't have to be the only one that knows the people. What about your family or your spouse or someone like your kids, if they go to school, go and sign up for all the volunteer gigs. Like people need help. In school especially, and you're just going to chat.
You can host a little thing at your house for anything.
Yeah.
Hey, tennis friends, we had a great season. Now that it's over, I miss you guys. I'm going to host a happy hour from 4 to 6 at my house.
Right.
Just like, come, bring your favorite bottle of wine. Let's have a wine tasting.
Don't make it such a big deal.
When we get these messages, they put so much pressure on themselves that it actually makes them awkward and salesy.
Yeah.
When that's not the intention of this at all.
No.
Wherever you find yourself, and people say, well, I don't want to go to a birthday party just to get clients. And here's the thing, it's not about getting clients. It's about the relationship.
Right.
And I really think that this episode needs to be called something about relationships.
For sure.
Because while it is sort of a database revisit, you have no database if you have no relationships.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that everybody has to be your best friend.
No.
And that they're going to suck you dry.
Certainly not. You don't have time for that many best friends.
No.
And if you aren't social, that's okay. But if you don't like people, then maybe you don't belong in this.
Yeah.
Like it's fine if you're an introvert and you're not going to be like the social butterfly. You can make this business work for you.
Yeah.
I will tell you a funny story. So let's really quickly dive into social media. I don't think you ever want social media to be the be all end all and assume that you see everyone's posts and they all see yours. We've talked about this many times, but it is a great place to meet new people in your city or get like in touch with local businesses and build relationships that way, right? There is someone that I follow on social media. And then when you see that, and we chat in DMs about random stuff or whatever. And then when you see them in person, they are clearly the most introverted person ever. It's almost as if they don't even know you. I'm like, we chat pretty frequently.
Yeah.
And it looks like me being like, hey, is like, weirdo, stranger.
And I'm like, no, it's me, it's Katie
but
from
Instagram. but so I'm like, okay, it's cool. You do better online and that's totally fine. Like, I just know we could have a very good, deep relationship online. We're just not going to be chatting it up in person, right?
Yeah.
But I think that really just brings to light, like, it's okay if you're that one, if you're the introvert, if you're not as social, and maybe you're really great at chatting with people online, but you're going to have to build a relationship somehow.
Yes.
Like, if you can't build a relationship, it is not going to work.
I could probably write down the names of 5 people that I feel like I'm friends with that I don't know if I've ever met in person that are in our market.
Yeah.
Like agents that are in our market simply because they are so sweet online. They're always commenting on my stuff. So I reply and I'm like, I feel like I know you.
Yes. You can get to know someone online.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that goes to show too, not to get so far off on that tangent, but it's not about posting, look at me, look at me.
It's never about that.
It's about commenting on their stuff.
Right.
Showing up in their life, showing them you care about them.
Yeah.
And then they will naturally like you. The beauty of all of this is that it's supposed to be natural.
Yeah.
If it feels forced and icky,
it's not the
way for you.
It's not the way for you.
Find what you're comfortable with.
Right, because you can, some of these things, you want to get the yard bags printed with your logo, you can literally drop that off at their front door with a ribbon and be like, happy leaf bagging.
Yes.
Happy fall.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Happy fall, y'all.
And then you've actually provided that item of value, but
Mm-hmm.
you didn't have to have a long, drawn out social interaction.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But during your transactions, you really need to have those interactions.
You need to do a good job.
Yeah. If you're not willing to talk to people even then you might have a problem.
Yeah.
Like we need the referral business
Mm-hmm.
because you cannot depend on grabbing an online lead forever.
Mm-mm.
Every portal, every AI, whatever, all of these things are getting better and better and better, and they can find your clients and know what they're thinking before they even think it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not getting in front of them in a real human way, it's going to be pretty easy to lose them.
Yeah. So I think today's episode is a great reminder that last call if you want to do football magnets. The time is now. It could probably do rush shipping and get it there in time. And if you miss the first game, that's okay.
That's okay.
Done is better than perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But also the holidays are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 224, we really deep dive into some holiday prospecting ideas, some cute things you could plan for. Start planning now. Get excited about it. Get in the Christmas spirit.
And then it won't sneak up on you.
Yeah.
It gets busy around that time and you really want, and it's not too soon to start asking people for their address. Hey, I'm sending out football magnets. Hey, I'm going to be sending out some fun stuff in the holidays. Hey, I would love to send you a Christmas card this year. Like, it's fine.
I don't think I personally could ask for an address without a reason.
Right.
Like, I don't think I could just copy and paste messages in Facebook and be like, hey, what's your address?
No, that feels weird.
It feels weird. I don't want anybody asking me for mine.
Yeah. But hey, I'm going to send out Christmas cards.
Yeah.
It's coming soon.
I don't want a Christmas card. I hate Christmas.
If you don't like Christmas, you can't be in my database.
Yeah, because then you're not my type of people.
You're going to have to go.
You Grinch.
Yeah. Anything else on how to build your database, reach your database, work your database? How often do you ask for referrals from your database?
I guess it just depends on the situation. It's become more situational.
Yeah.
Now, I do the gratitude handwritten letter.
In November?
In November. Just, it doesn't necessarily ask specifically.
What does it say?
Oh, Lord, you put me on the spot.
Well, give me the gist. Like, what's the
Katie,
point?
As the holidays are here and we're approaching Thanksgiving, I am reflecting on the year I've had in real estate and just wanted to say how thankful I am for you. You have really made my business wonderful, and I so enjoyed working with you and getting to know you and your family. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving.
Who gets that?
Any client I closed that year. Now, I may go back a little further if they sent me a referral.
They get on the list.
Yes.
Do you know all of this time, I thought you were handwriting a letter to all 500 people in your database?
No.
Wow, this is good to know. Because I was like, wow, that is a commitment.
Because I can't thank them for their business.
This makes so much more sense now.
Now, it's still like 100 letters.
It's a lot of letters.
Yeah.
But I see.
Yeah.
They have been a recent client or a recent referrer.
Here's the beauty of it. When you say thank you and are kind and work hard, you don't even have to ask.
They'll just send the referrals.
They just send them.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It works.
Yeah.
That's why people do it.
Right.
It works for any business
So I
too.
think my advice is think
Thank
less.
the people and
Think-
think less and
think
thank
less,
more.
say thank you.
Think less and thank more.
Yeah. I think that's perfect.
Great. You're all good for this one? I know this is your favorite topic. You wore your
I feel
t-shirt.
good. I did. Database
says love your database.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're good. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Let's have a toast.
Perfect.
Okay, bye.
My name is Nuno Brazido and I am from Johannesburg, South Africa. I'm sending a huge toast and some love to Team Nuns. Guys, you are incredible and I wish you all the very best in your future, in real estate and your life and just your journey. It is special. Let's enjoy it. Let's crush. Let's make our dreams become reality. I'm so proud of all of you. I love you. And yeah, I'll see you in South Africa soon.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Hustle Humbly podcast.
If you enjoyed this episode, please go to ratethispodcast.com/hustlehumbly and leave us a review or drop a comment if you're listening on Spotify.
If you have an episode topic or someone you'd like to toast on the show, please email us at team@hustlehumblypodcast.com.
Find us on social media at Hustle Humbly Podcast. Don't forget to find all of the free resources at hustlehumblypodcast.com/resources.
See you next week.